Welcome to a demonstration session on how to use Invest for Excel software and make advanced reports in Power BI. For example, projects and investments portfolio, scenario comparison, including financial statements, profitability analysis, discounted free cash flow analysis, key financials, and more. All what you need is Invest for Excel software installed and Microsoft Power BI or Power BI desktop. If you do not have Invest for Excel software installed yet, you can get a free test version available on DataPartner's website. And Power BI desktop is also a free application, and you can download it and enjoy all of the benefits for this advanced investments portfolio modeling. Let's start. This is the start screen of Invest for Excel. You can open the ready Power BI example file just by pressing Data button and then Power BI example files. You will see two examples prepared by DataPartner, and each language version of the software has its own language version of similar examples. So, for example, I selected the first one, energy. I open this. When the file is open, you can close some sections of the software that is not needed at the moment, and you can see that this file shows a portfolio of several energy projects like hydrogen production, hydropower plant, new biomass boiler plant, and some other. And this is the portfolio of the projects that you can see in this report. For example, the first section of this report is dedicated to show the profitability of this project. So you will see here the indicators based on the discounted free cash flow methodology, as well as some graphical representation. Some other reports here show, for example, the cash flows of investments like capital expenditures for offshore wind farm or for the project that you can select from this menu here, drop down menu. You can also combine several projects to see them together. Like, for example, I selected right now all of those renewable energy projects, and I see all of the investment cash flows together. Here are the details of the capital expenditures and depreciation method, book value, and the total investment realizations and the total numbers for these projects. There are several versions of reports that we have designed here. For example, another investments report show these capital expenditures but grouped by the project title or by the project calculation. Imagine that all of these 6 or 7 projects that you see here are separate calculation files created in Invest for Excel. And now you can distinguish which cash flow, which capital expenditure is related to what project. We have designed also the income statement, the cash flow statement, and right now, as you see, all of the projects are shown together. If I again want to see a singular project or select just a subgroup of certain projects, I just change my selections and see the relevant outcomes. In the designed report by DataPartner, you will find also the key financials and a very interesting section, profitability comparison. So you can compare the projects side by side, and which projects to compare you can just select by clicking and pressing the control button, and then you add the projects to compare side by side and possibly see which one is the most profitable, what is the shortest payback, what is the best IRR, and so on and so on. So this is the example, the free example that you will see, you will find in Invest for Excel software, both the full version as well as the test version of the tool that you can download for testing from our website. And if you'd like to link this report to your own calculations, I will show you several easy steps on how to do this. But first, let's extract data from own calculation files so that we can then link it to this example report. I go back to Invest for Excel. I open the file that I'd like to have included in a similar report. For example, I have prepared two investments, like a new piece of equipment investment and in real estate. I open the first one. It's open. And all what I need to do is just to extract data from this file using a function. So I press the same button for data, but then I select the first option, data extract. I also select what kind of data I'd like to extract. Here are already some selections. If you do not have any selections, then please select what is interesting for you. Then create data file. And also what's important is to select the folder where these data extracts should be stored. So I select maybe a new path, like for example data extracts, and then I press OK. And I press OK. The software is preparing the extracts. And when it's ready, it also shows the pop-up window that informs the user that right now it's ready. Let's open another file. Open, real estate, open. That's another file that I'd like to see together with my investment. And I repeat the procedure. So I press data button, then select data extract, then select what to include in the report. Also, we strongly recommend that you include totals and totals in uppercase, because it increases the clarity of the report. Then what's important to select is also to create data file and the folder where these data extracts should be stored. So again, I select the same folder which I selected in the case of a new piece of equipment. I press OK, and I press OK. data extracts ready again. So I have right now my own 2 investments that I'd like to view in a similar report. I come back to my report here on the energy projects, and I recommend that you first also save this report, Power BI report, with a different name. File, save as. Maybe I can also select a similar folder, like this one, and I also select a different name, for example, my own report. So to summarize, data extracts of new investment files are now ready. This example file is right now saved with a different name, and all what I need to do right now is just to select the different source of this data, and I do it, maybe once again I show it just by pressing File in Power BI, then Options and Settings, then Data Source Settings, and I need to change source for data extracts. I press OK, and again OK, and close. Power BI informs me that there are some changes, and whether I want to apply it or not, I agree. So I press the button Apply Changes. I also refresh, so I press this refresh button here. This example file is right now connecting to my extracted data from my personal investments, and still there might be some old projects visible, but when I click just on the first one that I added, I see that right now this report is connected to my own data. And I can see those investments as singular projects or together. For example, income statement. It includes both the incomes from the real estate and some sales from my investment. Also here, investment, the real estate, and my investment, you see all of those projects. And cash flow, both projects included. Key financials. Key financials were possibly not included here in these projects, that's why they are not visible. But also here, comparison side by side. You can see this project side by side. Power BI offers a lot of possibilities for creating your own reports. This was just one example, but you can use it also for creating charts, for for example, creating and comparing, you can use it for comparing several scenarios, like for example here it's another report that compares the situation before expansion, expansion plan with a new building or expansion plan with a rented building. So you can use easily the extract data function on the calculations that you have created in Invest for Excel, and then use examples that are designed by DataPartner, or if you have skills in developing your own reports, you can also create your own reports, and with data extracts from these files, they are readily accessible and shareable for your analytical decision-making processes, or also if you'd like to share it with your colleagues, with decision makers, with other parties included. It's a fantastic way to create your portfolio or comparisons using Power BI and Invest for Excel. Thank you very much for your attention, and welcome to contact us with any questions you may have.